of Major Second Chord. I'm Miles White. This episode is going to be weird because it's late and I'm tired. Hello. Today we're going to do a review of the new Panda Rosa record, the final Panda Rosa record. Panda Rosa, known generally as Australian Ben Fitchett. He has announced that this is the last of the Panda Rosa records. There's like another one. There's also an EP. He's one of this new generation of people who releases records on Bandcamp. You know, kids my age. He's Australian, and you can buy his music on the other side of the globe. Welcome to the 21st century, ladies and gentlemen. Orca by Panda Rosa is most elegantly and simply described as a dream pop record. There are enormous spaces. It's very reverby. The melodies sort of float in these spaces. There's nothing like too hard or harsh that would drive closer to noise pop or shoegaze. There's a lot of delay and all these lots of sounds. It's a very intricate record. A lot of chiming guitars and these pianos and these keyboard sounds and these found sound samples that weave in and out, and the reverbed out vocal harmonies, etc., etc. Some electronic touches. Most elegantly and concisely described as a dream pop record. It's came out, I think, last month, either last month or in June, but I've been listening to it for about a month. I said it was a dream pop record. Dream pop records usually sound nice, because they're trying to appeal to that aesthetic, and that aesthetic is gentle and soothing, and it's good, it's good dreaming music, man, if that makes any sense. So it's a very pretty record. But it put immediately to challenge the question that I raised in the Fleet Foxes review. Is it enough to like an album because it is good? And initially, the complication that this record offered to my understanding of that question, which is, basically, yeah, sure, if it sounds good, it's good. It's not enough to sound good. It's got to be memorable. It took a long time for some of the songs on this record to make an impression on me beyond, oh, that sounds nice. Like Cassius, or the second half of On Another Island, or 3rd of May, those songs from Crack Up, those immediately imprinted themselves in my mind as this is this, and nothing else is, Even the songs I didn't like from the record, Fool's Errand, If You Need To, Keep Time on Me, I Should See Memphis, I was able to pretty quickly construct sound memories of those. This is how this song feels, this is how it sounds, and when I got back to it, listening to the record again, I was like, yes, okay, and I was able to, appreciate it more, whatever. Orca, the new Panda Rosa record. I've been listening to this record a month, and there are parts that I still don't actually have sound memories of yet. Partially this is because some of the songs, I think 3 of the songs, 3 of the songs are, I guess, ambient interludes. But even so, ambient interlude is not necessarily in and of itself unmemorable. I have pretty clear sound pictures of Wixel's Revox tapes from 2013, which I've been listening to for only a little longer, about a month longer than this record, and which honestly has less to grab onto on account of what it is. It's just an ambient record. It doesn't have the pop leanings of Orca. No, it sounds like I don't like this record. It sounds like I'm like, oh, this is a very nice record that sounds pretty, but it's not memorable. No, because there are peaks on this record. There's some pretty good peaks. YMML is pretty great. Although now that I'm talking about it, I can't remember it. I can remember digital analog fireplace. And the transition from the digital to the analog halves of the song is as good as any transition on the Fleet Foxes record. Smoother, even. But... And, it's warm, and there's this cold, but still enveloping soundscape that is the first half, and then it just blooms outward into these warm guitars, and I think these horns and these harmonies and other sounds that I can't quite play, synthesizer burbles and the like. It's great. That's great. And then there's, Conifer, which is also a 2-part song. And then there's the song after that, which is 14 minutes long, Pierce Ash Sky / Dream City at Night. I can remember fractions. I can remember fractions of this song. And I can say the same thing about others. Like, the first song, 7-minute song, I don't remember that very well. I remember the beginning of Nanaimo, which would be a highlight if I could remember more of it. The only songs I can remember with the necessary degree of clarity, really, to make the kind of judgments that I want to make are Borrowed Verse, Digital Analog Fireplace, and Conifer. That's a third of the record. Less if you factor in run times as opposed to just, chunks like songs as equal parts. I like what I can remember. It's just taken me a long time to... And it's not like it's a grower in the sense that I like it, but I don't really... I mean, Grizzly Bear records are growers. Because those songs, they're distinct, and you're like, oh, okay, this is, Plans or whatever. And it's not until a few listens in that you're like, actually, Plans is pretty good. No, this is the thing where and it's not like the sort of thing where you rediscover new layers as you re-listen to it. No, I have to keep discovering this record for the first time. It's been a month. It does sound like I'm ragging on this record that I enjoy listening to. Simply because, I don't know, the soundcraft isn't as sharp or distinctive as Crack Up. Kid's my age, What kind of standard am I going to hold him against? This is the confusion I'm grappling with here. Because, like I said, Fleet Foxes, I was dealing with the same question, but I had much more articulate opinions about that record in the 2 weeks since I decided to listen to it and then to review it. That was enough time. Well, you could argue that there's never enough time to really get to know a record, but you know what I mean. Because not that the songcraft is bad here. It's just the songs themselves don't grab me in that same way. It's a record that very much coasts on its aesthetic. And that's not to say that it doesn't have a tremendous amount of momentum behind that coasting. But boy. I suppose this is the part where I get to the point and I recapitulate in a way that leads me to the conclusion. And I'm torn between the fact that I enjoy this record with the fact that I know it's not a great album. I'm enjoying it right now, but I can't guarantee that it's going to outlive the flash which it currently has in my pan. Not like Saturday Night by, Tim Darcy, which I could appreciate it, but I knew I didn't really like it. The latter half of it anyway, and that was enough for me. Not like, Stubborn Persistent Illusions, which is like, yes, this is exactly what I want this to be, and it holds some power for me. Or Crack Up, which is similar in that regard. Closer, I think, to Changer, the Fred Thomas record, which has a spot in my wheelhouse, and it's not like a top tier record for me, and it never will be. With the caveat that Fred Thomas is a sharper songwriter, and Ben Fitchett, at least in this guy's Panda Rosa, does better and more comprehensive soundscapes than Fred Thomas did. Special mention, before I go, to the Antlers quote in Borrowed Verse. I quite liked that. But briefly and to the point, I'm going to give this, I don't know, a C plus, B minus. I feel like I'm being harsh, but also I'm trying to be honest about what the record is and isn't. Is it the next great Australian record? Probably not. He's doing good work. But he's not making great music. And I feel bad saying that, so I'm going to go with a B minus instead of a C plus. Generous, I know, but I don't review records that I really don't like. Anyway, it's late and I'm tired. I'm going to edit this and then go to bed. Night, y'all.